In this video, we're going to talk about the start counter, and we're going to talk about, again, why the start counter is important, what it can do for you, and how it works. So pay special attention to this video because it's quite important. We have made similar videos on the start counter, but we want to repeat it. So you've got another video where you actually can take reference in order to understand the start counter and the difference between the start counter and the whole counter. So this video is quite important. We're going to give you the example again. But first of all, let's remind ourselves, why do we have this whole counter and start counter, and what they are, and why, the why. We've got to understand the why first. The reason to have the digital control of the timing of the arc is for safety reasons, but mainly because we're able to digitally have control over one of the parameters that is essential in the spot operation for skin tightening. So if you're not familiar with the spot operation and skin tightening, please go on voltaicplasma.com. We have published all the information there. There's also the online tests which you can take whenever you want without buying anything from us. You just take the online tests and make sure that you know all your stuff about this type of treatments. But if you go there on voltaicplasma.com, you'll find that the intensity of the treatment by using the spot operation, using electrical arcing devices or fibroblasting, whatever you want to call them, is dependent on three parameters. Number one, the power level of the device, which in turn is dependent on two factors, the voltage and the frequency of the device. But we're not going to go into this right now. Then, the distance between the spots. The closer the distance between the spots, the higher the intensity. The wider, the lesser the intensity. And thirdly, which is quite important and very important, is the duration of the arc. So the longer the arc lasts for, the higher the intensity. The shorter the duration, the lower the intensity. Keeping these two parameters the same, which is the power of the device and the distance between the spots. So keeping these two parameters the same and varying the third parameter, the duration of the arc, you're also able to vary the intensity of the treatment. So let's say, for example, that you've got distance between the spots of approximately 2 millimeters and power level, whatever power level you want, 3, 7, 6, whatever. You keep these two the same, roughly, and you change the duration of the arc, then you change the intensity of the treatment. So in order to make this third parameter not dependent on our hand and our visual capabilities, which are not very good, we have made the digital control over the arc duration. The best one for this operation is the whole counter, but we made the standard one, which is very easy to make, and we've included it in a new BeatTech Plus, is the start counter. How does that work? It's quite easy. I'm going to draw my usual diagrams, and do apologize for the way I draw because it's really rubbish. Perfect. So let's say I set the start counter to be 600 milliseconds. Okay, 600 milliseconds. Start counter mode. Now, let's say here I make an arc duration of, say, for example, 200 milliseconds. Here there's nothing, and 600, so 200 roughly, 600 is roughly here. 600 is here, milliseconds. So if I only get 200 milliseconds here, what happens is, if I don't get anything else in between, after the 600 milliseconds, the tip of the device switches off. It's very simple. So basically the start counter can also be called the maximum arcing time. So the start counter is the same as the maximum arcing time, because you're actually telling the device, look dear device, I want a maximum arcing time of 600 milliseconds, no more than that. So, and this is what the device does for you. So it gives you a maximum of 600, no more than 600, less, yes, but no more than 600. And that is quite useful if you want to use it, and especially in the sport mode, the sport operation, if you want to make sure that the arcing time doesn't actually go over a certain threshold that you want. I personally prefer the whole counter. This is why we actually put it in the Beauty Tech Plus. This is why we have designed it in. Personally made sure that it was actually working the way we say it works. So, but the start counter is the easiest way to control the arcing time, and we made it also available for you. But remember, the main difference between the start counter and the whole counter is the fact that with the start counter you have the control over the maximum duration of the arc. Say once again, for example, the example of 600 milliseconds of the start counter, the arc could last up to 600 milliseconds, no more. Less, yes it can, but more it doesn't. So that is very important. And then you can use the start counter using hot plasma and cold plasma. But right now we're going to leave you with a footage that we've taken a month ago about our prototype using the start counter mode, so you can actually have a refresh of the start counter and how it works. And I've got it set up at 10 milliseconds, but before we do that, and then the waiting time is 2 seconds between shots in there. So we're going to try the 10 milliseconds then to show you that it's a very interesting feature of it. We're going to do the 600 milliseconds, which I was talking about in the video, just as an example. It's quite high power. Yes, seems as if it's working. Yeah, that's it. And then I'm gonna do, say, wow, very, very strong. So the point is, however long I actually keep it is gonna do it for 600 milliseconds at most. See, and then that is off. Oh, it's on again. Whoa, beautiful. So look, it's on again. See if I can